Greetings and salutations. Ben and Steve here. Y'all right there. And it's a Sunday night hanging right here on, Sunday. Because that's the way it works, folks. Because it's easier than coming. Took me 5 years to come up with the name. No, 4 years. 3 years? I don't know. Several years. And then, yeah. So, welcome, my good friend Steve Resor.
Well, thanks for having me, Ben.
That wasn't good. Everyone's like, we know what Ben's first question is. It doesn't matter. Now every time I see in the chat, it's Steve or Reese. It's Steve. It's Steve. You know, it's the same as every time I see Martian Murray. I can't help but say it. He's neither Martian nor Murray.
I like Martian Murray's name.
Same. We were actually sorry, folks. Tangent right away. The first time Murray came to a Water Buffalo meeting, I remember he showed up, and just had his first name of Chris. And me being polite, I waited till probably Ryan Hall to finish telling his story. And then I kind of put my hand up and a point of order. He was like, "Hey, Chris." He went, "Yes." I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" He went, "Oh, Martian Murray." I'm like, "All right, cool. Rock on. Just want to know."
That's great.
Well, it happens. You know? That's why I like Ferd will do Ferd, a.k.a. Rick. Or Rick, a.k.a. Ferd. And then there's us that have no imagination. We just show up with our names, folks. So.
I didn't have a clever name. What am I going to put? Like Stain Taint on there or something?
We've seen some interesting names out there in the community. Looking at you, scent of a wheelchair pillow.
Right.
Yeah. See, who do we got in the chat here? First in the chat today, we had Unfucking Believable. Nice. Followed by the dynamic duo of Cushman NYC and Dan Gorman.
Cush and Dan.
Later on, Earl showed up. Asked what we're drinking. I got an orange pop on the go. Compliments brand, store brand. So, actually,
I've got some coffee.
Now it's on the go. Then we got Mark Taft in the house. Always great to see Mark.
Hi, Mark.
And then Randy Crooks, who was on last week.
Hope Randy's doing well.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently got a Gretsch and a Boss Katana this week. So I would say good.
Yeah, he's doing real well then. Yeah.
Right. You know, that I was going to say that is the one silver lining is to get that one thing that we all dream about. You know, he gets the insurance payout, and it's literally this amount of money is for gear because the insurance company said so.
Yeah.
So, and it's all of a sudden it's like Wheel of Fortune, right? I'll take that. I'll take that. When they used to do, what is that? The showroom thing between rounds before they got rid of it.
Right. He can kind of use that money wisely. Get the things that he really likes or replace the things that he may have actually lost.
We got Lee in here, El Barge. He's going to be coming up a couple of weeks on here.
Hi, El Barge.
Dastardly Dave. Mark Spurgeon. Excuse me.
Mark.
There's Ferd Burfel.
Hey, Ferd.
He's doing a blanket load. When I blew up my laptop, I accidentally dumped a Coke Zero on it. So I'm stuck with my tablet. That sucks, Ferd.
Yeah, but he got a nice telly for his birthday.
But he did get a nice telly for his birthday. This is true. Graphite and Cigars is here. What's up, Ronnie?
All right.
Searching for Tone. Good friend Brian.
Brian, how you doing?
Who else we got? Terry's 3Gs. Moderator to start. Everyone talk to each other. Oh, it was a whole can of Coke. Oofda. That'd do it. All right. They're all talking to each other because they're good that way. There's Wayne McConnell. What's up, Wayne?
How you doing, Wayne?
Hip Metalworks. And Brother Trev, Symmetry.
Hey, Trev, Ken.
Who else we got here? BC Rich 581, also known as Dark Rob.
Yes.
Because nobody can make a Buffalo meeting go dark like Rob. Real dark.
No, it just all of a sudden goes dark, and you know Rob's there.
Yeah, it's like you can feel a chill just as he's adding, right? Connecting. And you're like, okay.
Right.
Then there's Guitar Man 45. Great to see
How you doing, Bo?
Dennis Ellis is here. Great to see Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
William De Silva is here.
William.
Eston Ray is here. Steve Cassidy guitar. What's up,
Hi, Steve. Hi, Eston.
Jim is here. JP Page 2.
How you doing, Jim?
Blackjack guitar is here.
Hi, Blackjack.
Oh, there's that Ryan kid, chief bottle washer over at the OU812 network and affiliate stations. He was on last night doing a cross stream, just kicking the living daylights out of the end of the bus crew.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of fun watching that. It was a lot of laughs.
Milk Tea in the house. Possibly a new name or lifestyle choices. 3J Music. What's up?
3J. How you doing, man?
He's got a Marshall head in his avatar, so he's got to be a cool dude. And then nobody cares if you're late, Mike.
Michael. Glad to see you, Michael.
I love Mike. I'm so getting put in a headlock when we meet in person. I just know that. I just know it.
It may hurt worse than the bus Ryan threw you under.
And we got Dave, 6-string Stanger in the house.
Hey, Dave.
There's Charles 75N. And Charles. All the Charles. Awesome. Sir William of the Bologna. Oh, there's Marsha Murray. Almost missed Murray.
Hey, Martin.
Blue Mox. And there's Matt McCullum of McCullum Music. Who's going to be next week's guest, assuming we're going to talk about his new live stream that he started doing, assuming he's still doing it by next week. Because it's on at 1 in the morning on Fridays.
I think daylight savings really kind of messed him up. He had a suit jacket on today.
Oh, right.
In the daylight without a hoodie.
Right? That's just scariness. That's scary. Yeah, headlock and noogies. Exactly. Eddie Van Haskell's here.
Hi, Eddie.
No, quit talking about the weather, all right? Milt's down in Windsor, Ontario, has hit 30 Celsius today, which is like, I don't know, pushing 80. We got friends all over there. They're aware, Milt. That's, you can rub it in with me, but you try rubbing it in with them who've already been dealing with that for a month. So they're not caring. But we got 44 folks in here, and please hit the like if you haven't already. Of course, if you have a question for either of us, you do the @ with our names, or question marks out front, or stand out with a super chat, or and of course, always the virtual tip jar is always open, which keeps the lights on and the furnace running, which just kicked in because it's not 30 degrees outside. Eddie says there's air outside. Yep. Nature too. Ooh, gotta watch it. There's Richard Nagamitsu.
Hi,
He's
Richard.
in Mexico. Well, that'll just help out with the worldwide audience. Nice. Good to see you, Richard. Enjoying this. 98 Fahrenheit today. Oof. Yeah, exactly. Billy says, I checked out the live stream from McCullough Music for the first time. Cool stuff if you're up at 1 in the morning. Yep.
Matt's really good.
He's really good.
I like that song that he does on OU812 channel. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's got a darkness to it.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
imagine that one with lots of reverb, kind of surfy sounding.
Yeah.
You know what? I was like, wow, that sounds like the Pixies, only even more depressing somehow. So I started.
Yeah, but like with this, just a hint of hopefulness, kind of. Yeah. In his voice.
Well, that's the standard tuning because he's not tuned to some abomination. 1 a.m. Eastern, midnight Central. Like, yeah. So if you want to watch an hour earlier, you just got to move west. That's how that works, I guess. Nice. They're all saying hey to each other because that's what happens. It is a very what's the word? Social aspect.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't caught the Buffalo meetings, they're a lot of fun.
They are. Anywhere from, depending on weather, it could be 15 to 30 of us. Which is always interesting. In the summertime, there's not as many people at once, but you have a definite rotating cast throughout the day. It's like it's a bunch of people come in for about 40, 45 minutes.
Right.
Rich asked, does Canada still have daylight savings? Yes, for now. They said they were going to get rid of it, and then they didn't. So I don't know what's going on there. I'd prefer if they did, but, well, I don't want to be in standard time. I actually want to be in daylight savings time. It matches up better. So.
Yeah, they should just leave it. Pick a time. Split it.
Yeah. Or do that, yeah.
Move it a half an hour and leave it.
There we go. I'm okay with that. Because you won't notice the half hour after like a day or two.
No.
We're good, and then we just stay there. Bo says, well, summertime is shake campfires. I keep warning you, Bo. I told you, if I'm showing up, I'm never leaving.
There's some good camping in Michigan.
Especially in his yard, because he's got that nice wall of amps. You know, if you know, right behind that wall of amps, his workshop, there's a fucking pizza oven. Because he's testing out pizzas for the new venue. And I'm hanging out with him the other night, and he's making a pizza at like 1 a.m. And he makes a full-on large pizza, and then takes a 1 or 2 bites. Yeah, that's not bad. And he puts it aside for the kids the next day. And he does that every night until he gets it just right.
Nice.
See, and I could help with that product testing, especially if I got into the other product testing as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's wood-fired, Mike. I didn't see it. I just saw Bo he turned around, hid behind those amps for a minute, and then came out with a pizza somehow. I don't know. It's magic. Chris says, be like Arizona. Don't change time. Yeah. Oh, Mark Taft is back. What's up, Mark? And I'm guessing Matt's on some form of mobile device because he's too lazy to tag anyone. But he says, hey, thanks, everyone. Hey to all the chat with horns. Nice.
It's getting dark. He's got to roam for a little while.
That's true. Nice. Eston also will volunteer for pizza taste tester, right? Right. And I was correct. Yeah, he's on a mobile device. All right. He's probably making something to eat that's healthy. Our friend Matt has to, well, as I was going on a health kick. Of course, not by choice.
Was he told he needs to get healthy for some reason?
Yeah. Some guy dressed like Charles 75N told him or something. I don't know. The good doctor.
What?
Something about high blood pressure and pre-diabetes. I was like, yeah, we're not 25 anymore.
No, you got to kind of kick it back a little bit and start to look out for yourself.
Well, he figured out yesterday his blood pressure was down. He couldn't figure out why. Then he realized, I didn't go to work today. It's like, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's kind of stressful if you don't really want to be there.
Guitar Man 45 says, it's a Polish-Italian venue. Needs something to keep people here after they hear my playing. That's right. You got to get your blood right, Matt.
Yeah.
Which he had a relaxing day, followed up by, I don't know, he ate about 1,000 milligrams of edibles. Which is insane.
40 was relaxing today.
Right? Yeah, I don't need to do 1,000 milligrams of anything. People all saying hey to Mark Taft. Ooh, pierogi pizza or pizza flavored pierogies. I don't know. Can you do that and still be a pierogi? Or is that a mini panzerotti at that point? Or calzone? I don't know.
Does he take pizzas to the machine shop with him when he goes to visit, see a show?
I think he's going to be the competition for the machine shop by year's end.
That'd be cool.
Straight chilling and jamming all day after chores. Nice. Nothing wrong with that, Matt. Because Matt was doing chores during Charles's show today. I saw him say that in the chat. Yes, you heard your name because we're being nice and talking about you, Mark. who's also an attendee of the Buffalo meetings. Except he doesn't talk much. He'll type into the private chat, and then we have to read it. I'm like, you're here. Just unmute yourself and say it. But no, he prefers to tap. So we got Greasy Monkey Guitars here. He says, I'm late. Outside cats needed a feeding.
Hey, Greasy.
Okay, we working together because they're 100 miles apart. Sweet. So they can do like the Friday night at one place and then the next night at the other. That's what I think. Richard just says, I'd like to see some pedal boards. Who wouldn't? There's Absolute Mayhem. I was talking with him yesterday. He was over here dropping off my guitar cases and gig bags because he didn't need them anymore. So I have gig bags and hard shell cases again.
It's nice to have some cases. Keeps things from getting dirty.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, the other day I was over at Long McQuaid and they got in Epiphone Firebird. I'm pretty sure it's one I demoed a couple of years ago that I liked. And so it said, they have it marked as used, of course. It says new, $1,000. Used, $900. I'm like, No. So I walk over. What's the best you can do? Well, we can knock another $50 off of it. No. They said, well, it comes with a hard shell case. And my reply was, so? And they just looked astonished, like, well, that's a huge selling point. I said, it is if it's someone that wants to take the guitar someplace. I don't. I'm not planning on gigging with it. It's going to go home and sit in a guitar rack. I don't need another hard shell case.
Right.
Oh.
I don't have anything really out on racks, maybe a few stands, but when my dog was alive, couldn't really have that stuff sitting out.
No.
Like, what is it?
Hey, Donnie.
That one's got dog slobber on it, and that's got dog
Donnie had
slobber.
a much better live stream last night, folks, on Facebook than my cousin ever does. I'm just saying. It's much better entertainment with the person that just wears one of Doug's hoodies and isn't Doug. Perfect. Yep. Why do I say that? Because Doug's not here to defend himself. For long-term storage, hard cases are the best, Lee says. Yes. Mark asks, just wondering if your four-leg sidekick is enjoying the show tonight. No, she's out cold up in the bedroom, I think. I haven't heard her. I bribed her before the show. But then again, who knows? He's Circle Boy. Well, I was going to say Circle Jerk, but sure. All pedals microdose phaser is sick. Okay, Rick. Good to know. My main phaser is still the Keeley Custom Shop phaser. I don't know why I'm pointing behind me. It's down on the floor.
Matt's ears perked up when someone said microdose.
Right?
Mine did.
I know.
You're not the only one, Matt. I was like, what?
Yeah. He's all the doses. If you leave cases open, cats are likely to get in them. That's true. Assuming they like your playing. Some do, some don't. The current one hates my playing. Although lately, nice, she's high. Now she started getting high. She's okay with the music. She's cool now. She's seen the light, I guess. I don't know.
Feels the vibrations a little more.
Which reminds me, when I go out tomorrow, I have to go by the pet food store to see if they have some form of catnip-based products, because I can't find any anywhere now. I got the one little thing, the edibles that were laced with catnip. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And then I realized I'm dosing a cat without permission, so I felt a little weird about that, but because he can't really respond. But then I put the choice of regular treats and the psychedelic treats, and she went, screw the regular ones. I went, okay. Well, there we go. We have her.
She's like, one and I'm ready.
Yeah.
Screw those
and
other
once
ones.
a week, she likes doing a wake and bake. Couldn't tell. Usually it's bad weather because we have a routine in the morning, and then she's extra neat. I'm like, what's going on? She's kind of looked at, I'm like, oh, you want the stars? She's, yeah, there's nothing going on. I'm not going outside. You know, let's get up and get high. I'm like, all right, sure, I guess. So
Right. How old is it?
Morning tea, and I'm rolling a joint with the morning tea. I'm like, I guess we're waking and baking today. All right.
How old is she?
Peer pressure from my cat is what I'm saying, Steve. Peer pressure
Of
from
course.
the cat.
Well, it always comes from somewhere, and usually it's someone close to you.
Right.
How old is it?
I don't know. I think 10 years. And it's not that I was around when we got the kitten. The problem is I don't remember what year that was.
Right.
So I'd say at least 10 because I know I was still with my ex at the time. And we haven't been together in 9 years. So
Yeah, she might have some aches and pains, and that might actually help her feel better.
yeah. Zach Thong in the house. Zach Thong, who single-handedly pulls down the demographics of average age of all the guitar community channels that he watches.
How you doing, Zach?
Between Zach and Matt, they really pull down the average viewership age. Appreciate that. Time Surfing Alien just showed up.
See, he's an alien.
Yep. Now, I believe he is a time surfing alien because I haven't been proven otherwise.
He got a family.
Yep. Victor Beebe in the house. Aloha. Mahalo.
Victor.
Zach's doing good, just chilling right now. Right? We're all just chilling right now. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. They're all saying, hey, who's your per? Yeah, someone new because I was, hey. Hey, speaking of hey, so any newish gear acquisitions that you're all happy with? Because usually we always play with the newest thing the most.
No, I haven't bought anything in maybe about a year, I think.
Oh, nice.
No.
What's up, Eddie Faye?
No, I've just been getting some old things out and kind of getting them cleaned up and stuff like that. Like got my other Kramer out today and
Nice.
getting that out and just seeing how they've been. They've just been in storage since I've been doing remodel work. So
Sure.
and then I wanted to make sure the Floyd was still floating fairly level.
Right. And it was all okay?
No, I had to loosen up the nut, tighten up the strings. They just all stretched a little bit, and
Sure.
I didn't really stretch them out. I don't think when I first got it, someone was trying to put like 11s or 12s or something on it, some ridiculous heavy gauge, and he's like, I just can't get it right, and I'm like, okay, and so I got it at a pretty good deal. I just came home, cut them off there, put like 9s or 10s on it, and started tuning it up, and then adjusting the claw in the back, and just took a couple minutes to get that float, and it's been good ever since, really.
Hey, River Docs.
Hi, River Docs.
Nice. It's like the repairs and stuff I put off all winter now. I'm starting to think, if I just wait a few more weeks, then it's the spring setup instead of the winter setup, which is the same thing with way less fret sprout.
Yeah, it might even come back if it gets humid enough a little bit, if it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Richard says, I still like the PRS trim system the best. I still love a Floyd too. Okay.
That's actually not a Floyd on there. I think it's stamped Kramer on it.
Mm-hmm. Like
so
a license.
Whatever. Probably some type of license Floyd, but
it's usually like a FR 1000 or equivalent thereof.
Something, yeah.
You're all right.
It's the Assault.
Nice. Guitar Man 45 is looking at a couple of Schecter guitars. Oh, well, there we are.
Nice.
Which Josh Tamberg commented, one of his guitars didn't make the trip to Germany, being a Schecter. I'm like, how does one guitar not make it? because they're supposed to be in a sea container. That's somebody opening up a sea container and stealing your damn guitar. But at least it was a Schecter. No big loss. Bruce!
Yeah, unless it was like a Nick Johnson or something he really liked. Even if it wasn't. If there was something he liked, then that really sucks.
As he said, at least it was a Schecter and not my Gibson. Well, there is that.
Yeah, there is that for sure.
Good to see Bruce in the chat. And Mark said they have the catnip stuff at the big pet store near his place, which I'm wondering if they'll have it at the big pet store near my place, which is much closer than the one near his place, which is in a different town. So I will go check that out tomorrow. Eddie says, you're within driving distance of Sweetwater for something to do, hang out on a routine Saturday, right?
Yeah, I'm within driving distance from there. I like going down there every once in a while, grabbing a coffee and seeing what they have.
Sure.
And the last time I went to they had the NAMM show. Breedlove had all their guitars there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sweetwater got a whole bunch of them, and then they had a little like NAMM setup with all those guitars. So I went down there and checked out those, and they have some really nice Breedlove guitars.
Nice.
And
They're
like
nice.
got to meet the owner just briefly, and then he did like a small seminar and kind of went through some of the woods that they have, and how they tune the woods for their guitars also.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they'll have them resonate, and if they're not resonating properly, once they're together, they'll go through the sound hole, sand out or carve out some more wood until that top or that back is resonating the way it's supposed to. So if you go buy that guitar and you got that model number, they can basically remake that guitar for you, and it should like resonate and be as close to the one that you had as possible. And they have some old woods too, stuff out of bogs and stuff that is like thousands of years old.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I remember we used to have a lady open for us, just a solo acoustic deal. She would come down she drove all the way down from Barrie to open for us quite often. Hey, it's my sister. Hey, everyone, I'm here, but just listening. So
Hi,
I can't
Amanda.
There, Amanda's here. And she had a Breedlove. And so I said, do you mind if I give it a whirl? And man, it was a smaller size because she was a small lady, but it sounded almost dreadnoughty. Like it was all like just not quite as big and bellowy, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, how is this small guitar making this much volume and sound? And I really fell in love with them. Yeah. Hey, butt cheeks. Ready to be squared in the house, folks. Legend and co-host of Show Me Your Pick.
Hi, Brandon. Yeah, he was saying that the newer ones are not like the old ones after he took over the company.
Right.
They kind of have redone everything since then. But yeah, it was really cool to see, or not really to see, but to hear a lot of the stuff about them. And man, they had some really nice ones. They had three of them all three of them, they were $10,000 a piece sitting up there, and those tops and everything. I don't know what kind of woods they were, but you could just tell that I didn't want to touch them. I was like, $10,000, holy shit.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I don't want to bump that.
You can see Marcel and Bruce and Brendan and all kinds of folks in here. A lot of myrtle wood, Hip says.
Yeah.
And Bo asked, does anyone here have a Schecter Explorer-shaped object? I didn't know Schecter made an Explorer-shaped object. Good question. 65 people watching. Hit that like, please, if you haven't already. Helps a fella out. as we're talking tone, hanging out on a Sunday and having fun, as one does.
Bo's always looking for something cool.
Bo's always looking for something, period.
Yeah. Well, he said he's coming up on his 40th anniversary. And I was wondering if that's going to be like his made to measure anniversary.
Right.
From Gibson.
Yeah. I thought it was funny last week watching him like live react to the Parker Fly in the chat. It was, oh, Parker Fly. I should probably check those out. Oh, they look pretty cool. Oh, shit. Those things aren't cheap. Maybe I won't. I was like,
yeah. all of a sudden you're looking, you're like, oh, I'll go look at that. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
$5,000 or whatever, and
mm-hmm.
On whatever it is, you just think, oh, I'll just look that up. And all of a sudden you're like, wow.
Woo. Yeah.
Who would have thought that this 30-year-old guitar that nobody cares about is $5,000 all of a sudden?
It's because
not that nobody cares about it. I'm not.
People like Chris will do that. You know. Chris and he's got
kind of what. It's like you didn't really care about it until you heard about it. Like a car that you have. You never see them until you buy one. And then you're like, they're all over the place.
Right. That is true. Searching for Tone asks, Steve, a pedal guy?
Not really. I have some pedals, but I have a pedal board I was going to build, and I just never did it yet.
The same Richard Negman says, bottom line is, I don't know shit except for what I love. Yeah, we can say that about most of us.
Except for my...
Randy, make Chris happy and discuss Framus. All right. They were a budget guitar company when I was growing up.
Chris is a good guy.
He is. I'm sure gonna.
I don't even think he's a cop either.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah, I take full responsibility for that.
I don't.
He's awfully clean cut for the. You've seen us at the Water Buffalo meetings, Steve. He does kind of stand out, in his.
Yeah, I mean,
whole appearance being what it is, and I just assumed he was law enforcement.
If he had a ponytail, I'd put him more in that Steven Seagal, where he's just like that man that's just does all kinds of things. Not so much just a cop.
He's lived all over. It's all kind of interesting. I'm just saying. Like, guys lived in like San Francisco, Boston, Phoenix, Houston. Why? Because I shower regularly? That's to say that we don't, Chris.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a Renaissance man. Sure.
I stand out because I'm the cleanest one.
Yeah. And by now, he's obligated to tell you if he's a narc. That's actually not a law, though, Brian. Surprising he knew that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't even mention on Charles' show today his nice military adjacent haircut that he had. Yeah. He said he was taking the boy to get a haircut yesterday, but apparently he got one as well. Hey, look, it's Ryan Hall who's decided to show up.
Howdy, Ryan.
The bus driving man, if there's a song called that, you should, because I felt all the tread marks this morning, Ryan. I'm just saying. You seem to be taking delight in that. It's like, okay.
I think he put you underneath there like 6 times this morning.
Billy, Chris is the only one that doesn't smell like a water buffalo. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Randy's like, once a week is regular, right? Love you too, Ryan. And then Charles, stop your whining. Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Harsh.
Well, Charles is in Texas, so
Yeah.
they're a harder breed there.
Yeah. Yeah, you just watch it, Charles. I'll introduce you as Haas tomorrow night. Yeah. Start referring to Charles as Haas all the time since he's in Texas. He's like, don't.
Don't.
All right. So,
I like when Ed's get
here. Yes, he obviously yesterday saw the post of the LPD in the LPD Facebook group about this pedal, the Modern Classic, and he's like, "Why didn't you tell me about it?" I'm like, "I owned it for years, Bo. You probably heard me even use it on a live stream." Modern Classic, which was, it's kind of like a Voodoo Labs Sparkle Drive-In, that there's a dual dirty and clean parallel sound to it, based off of a modded Tube Screamer circuit. And yeah, I don't even know if they were even being made when I go. I think, he kind of gave me one of the last ones or whatever. And that was back in 2018. I got it. I don't think they were being made after 2019 when he started. Once he redid the logos and stuff, that pedal was totally gone by the wayside. So, yeah, good luck finding one. I wouldn't say there's probably, I don't know how many were made, 50, 100. I don't know. Probably not a lot, because you're still a very small company at the time. But yeah, and then Chris is like, "Yeah, I got one." I'm like, "Yeah, for me," but that's okay, because I want to have it, give it a good home. So Chris snagged it last year. My back is just about better. Richard, thanks for asking. I'm going to say 95% of the way there. Still a little stiff. Yeah, that's what's going on there. People say hey to each other. Billy, Tube Screamer? I'm out. Marcel says, "I won a Firefly Explorer style guitar last Wednesday during, I assume, Brian's live stream. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow according to UPS. Enjoy those import fees. You're probably going to pay more than the guitar is worth to receive it."
Yeah, Miss Marcel, happy birthday too, man.
Oh, and happy birthday. If you have any luck like I had with UPS, because I was sent some stuff and they basically wanted to charge me $100 over and above what the stuff was valued at. I'll just say. And I was like, no, I'm not accepting the package for that. But then they charge the sender, to return it back to them. They'll charge him the fee to send it again, basically back to them, which is
right. The fees get out of hand.
Eston Ray says, "I have a cedar top Breedlove guitar. Excellent instrument." Nice.
Cool.
No, all the couriers have always done import fees. They'll call it a brokerage fee and this and that. And they're like, everybody charges it. I'm like, the Postal Service doesn't. They're like, yeah, they do. I'm like, no, they don't. The only thing you pay through the Postal Service is whatever duty is on it, which is generally sales tax. They'll just charge the sales tax on the value of the item. That's why you always undervalue the item by 90%. If it's worth 100, put 10. If it's worth $1,000, 100. Just saying. Tom Lyle's here.
Hey, Tom.
Debate. Stacking pedals or not? He says, I think less is more. I disagree, Richard, because I enjoy stacking pedals. To get a high gain sound, I'd rather stack 3 pedals together to get that high gain sound than, say, 1 high gain pedal. But that's me.
The only pedals I have are, I have an RP 1000, little Digitech, and I have almost all the rev pedals, except for the, I don't have a Northern Molar, and I don't have the new Anniversary Edition pedals, but I do have the, like, right before that. And I've got the Chat Breaker, the Tilt Boost, and then the regular tilt.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might have an overdrive too, like a cloud burst, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
You got lucky there, Marcel, and that's cool, Brian, to do that. Tom says got a few guitars from the postal system, UPS, mostly okay, but were they shipped internationally, Tom? That's where they get you. Domestic doesn't mean anything. See, internationally. And Richard says more pedals than an amp with multiple gain stages. Yes, because I just run my amps clean, use them as a pedal platform, right? What about you, Steve? Dirty amp or amp pushed with pedal of some kind?
I kind of like that little PV down low, just with its own little channel. Has a little darkness to it, but when you turn it up, it doesn't sound very, very good at all. It really likes to be low. I've never really put any pedals in front of it or anything when it's loud, so I wouldn't know on that. Everything else I just ran clean or just kind of turned it up. And I've never really been into pedals that much. Kind of experimented with that RP1000 a few years ago, but never enough to really know what it can actually do, you know?
Oh, so I think I have all the RP Digitechs when they came out with one like every year. Why am I not surprised?
There's some good albums back in the day that had them being played through some of them.
Bo says I do like the PV Classics. Sure, I got one of those upstairs. A vintage one at that. That I would like to move along, so it's up for sale. So just don't use it. Billy's reporting in the new LPD pedal, which is what the JMP 79 sounds killer through a pushed amp. Nice. Right on. Marcel's going to report back in the state of it. It should be okay. I'm sure Brian packed it well. You did pack it well, right, Brian? What? Put it in a Glad bag, threw a shipping label on it. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, it could be like the Les Paul I got. I got it off of eBay, and it came wrapped up with postal service boxes that were like yay big, but they had been ripped open and then taped around it.
Right.
And then all around the neck. And I don't know how it wasn't broke.
Right.
Like the only thing wrong with it was there's a couple little dents in the front, and I'm just like, wow, how did it not break? You know, and that's all it was around it. Nothing else.
I was shocked when I ordered in my Explorer. It came from Prince Edward Island. Now it was in a hard shell case, but the hard shell case literally had a bag, like a dry cleaner bag over it. It was like the thinnest plastic bag I've ever felt in my life. And I'm like, what the? You can't do that. And when they shipped it with it tuned up to pitch, I'm like, whoa, you don't do that with Gibsons necessarily. You want? Ooh, the only thing I think of is
lucky.
It was a bunch of musicians that worked through the courier that when they saw it, they're just like, no, we're not tossing this around. We're going to be nice and careful with it.
Yeah, you got some cool people that actually took care of it. Yeah. Lucky.
To gouge that case or something, but the bag wasn't ripped somehow, and I couldn't believe it because it was like they say super thin. Like It was as thin as like the plastic bags you put your produce in at the grocery store. Like that. Like, whoa. Yeah.
Where you put something in there and the square cuts through the bag. Right. Whatever the box or whatever the packaging cuts through the bag. Yeah. I look for something close within driving range, an hour or so, within maybe 2 hours. And if I can find something around there, then that's cool. But
Oh yeah, the only reason I even got that was we were just hanging, talking at the store one day, and I told them I was looking for an Explorer, and they went through the whole internal database, looking at all their stores, and we found this one that was way lower price than any other one. And I was like, what? And you can see what the history was. And like someone, like they bought it on trade as part of a trade a few years ago, and it's just sat there ever since. And they didn't list it on the used section of the website because they didn't have a box to ship it in. Like, what? You get a box. It's like,
Right.
no, instead they have it hanging in a store where, let's say, most of the music is country and or like Gaelic music. Like it's not exactly a rock haven, because it was like literally the guy in town who wanted an Explorer had it and then traded it in. So
yeah, I don't. Boxes aren't that hard to get, I don't think. If you got a music shop somewhere close to you.
Well, that's why I said, look at their inventory. Do they have an Epiphone Explorer in stock? Yeah. Use that box! And then worry about the Epiphone later.
Right.
Rich Nang Mitsu asked, Ben, recently reviewed guitars. What would you buy? Ooh, that's a good question. All right. I just have to refresh my memory by looking at the reason. I would not be buying that Iron Cross LTD, I'll tell you that right now. Oofta. Let's see. No. The Godin Fifth Avenue with the P90s in it. I like that. The Gibson Dot, which wasn't a Dot because I had block inlays. I like that. Oh yeah, and the Brandywine Gretsch I did back in. It was actually released on Christmas Day. That demo, I like that one too. It sold fast, like a day or two later. Hip says he also dug the Godin. Oh, and the Godin, the Multiac, the nylon string, thin-bodied thing. I don't know. It's the only time I've ever played something with digitals in it that I actually like digitals. And Matt just about lost his shit. He's like, the world's coming to an end. Ben likes something digital. Very easy. It's a one-time thing. Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a while, and I go over to his house. He brings down this Gibson Classical with nylon strings on it. It's old. It was his wife's uncle's. And my hands were all dirty. I just looked at it and I'm like, oh man. So he's going to bring it over sometime and kind of check it out. And he's got a lot of her uncle's guitars from back in the 70s. So he's got some old Electro Harmonics pedals, big chrome boxes.
Right. Yeah.
They're not chrome, but they're all like metal.
Yep.
And he's still trying to find the fuzz, but he's not sure what happened with that one. So he's got like two of the other matching ones. So
they're all highly collectible if they work. Well, yeah. You got a Mistress, like an OG Mistress. Those things are big money. All right, Mike. Easy. Yes, the Halo is digital, and so is the Hydra Reverb I use. But all the interface is analog. It's just knobs. There's no menus. No, we won't be using no Kemper, Billy. Cause nothing with a menu. Menus are for restaurants, not musical gear. That's my opinion. Yeah. Bent sheet metal boxes, yes, which are stainless, maybe even looks chrome, but I think it might just be stainless.
Yeah, they're not. They're not chrome. They're just like either stainless or some metal. Yeah.
Halo is a gateway pedal. I don't think so, Mike, because it's been on the board for a couple of years now. Just saying. He's trying. Failing, Mike, but trying. Failing, but trying. And yes, for the hell of it, folks, I did just eat a 100 milligram edible. I'm live, Doug, so ignore. Bo found an LPD Modern Classic. You made 5 years. Yes. Okay, you found the video. Yes. But did you find an actual pedal? Haha. Good luck. Lee says, I had a Maestro Fuzz. Came with the old silver box. Had 2 knobs on the front. Yes. I think the knobs are actually like on the top. And it was like, I can't remember. It's like a saturation and a tone type thing. There's no level control or there's no fuzz control. It's just a level and a tone. Lucky Sevens Alt Rock 8. What's up? What was Jeff Beck's first guitar? I don't remember. Yes, I'm in a show. Doug literally follow-up text. Oh, shit, you're in a show. Yes. The Plethora, that's a cool one.
I don't remember what Jeff Beck's.
I threw you under the bus. That's okay, Doug.
I think it was messed up, though, so that's how kind of he learned how to.
These are cool. Bo, those were reintroduced last year or the year before. Chris would know that. The Cocapelli, I think, that's supposed to be the Mesa Boogie style, I think. No, not Mesa Boogie. High Watt. I could be wrong, though. I don't work for the company. I'm just a shill for them.
Well, it's nice you can get to go in there and play with some stuff.
It is.
Get to do demos and
there
is coming out. It's kind of weird that people get mad at you about that place, even though you don't work there. All you're trying to do is show them a guitar.
Yep. It's amazing how many people bought the guitar, doesn't know how to use it. I'm like, where did I say I bought the guitar?
Right. You clearly said that you didn't buy it. You got it from them, and
giving you basic.
That doesn't
basic.
You got it from them. That implies to people that you bought it.
Especially any ones I've done in the last year where instead of calling it a Gorilla guitar demo, it's a basic guitar demo where I'm only giving basic information. Like, we didn't go into it very deep. By definition, basic is not deep.
Right. Like rhetorical. It's like, well, I didn't kind of really want an answer. It was kind of more just to trigger a response from someone. You don't really want the answer to the question. Which is fun. You get to mess with some people.
Well, they carry all the Squire stuff. Harley Benton's no different than the Squire Sonic series, which are poplar body kind of toy type stuff. But yeah, they have no desire to do their own store brand. They basically have their own in-house store brand on the speaker side of things and PA systems with their Yorkville stuff. Easy, Billy. I can't remember who asked that question. That was about a month ago in the chat, Steve. I remember when so it was like, so all those guitars you demo, do you get to keep them all? I'm like, do you see hundreds of guitars behind me? Because if you do the math, I do 2 demos a week minimum. So that's 100 guitars a year. And I've been shooting demos for almost 2 years straight. So I wish. Yes.
Yeah, there's
especially like at Murphy Lab that I did.
Every once in a while I'll just kind of troll somebody in the comments, but usually I just don't, I'll just comment something just to get some interaction or something. But every once in a while it's just like, why are you trying to just be a dickhole about something? It's just a guitar. It should be fun. And They're not even doing any harm by showing you this video. You didn't have to watch it.
Yeah. I like when people put like, "Oh, what a waste of time." I'm like, "Well, you got what you paid for."
Right. And as long as they watched it, at least you got, some viewers out of it.
And I like saying too,
Minutes.
well, by viewing it and then leaving a comment, YouTube thinks you love me, so they're going to shove me down your throat now.
Yeah. You're going to pop up even more. Yeah.
It was fun. I had one. I was expecting a bunch of hate on that James Hetfield guitar I did because, well, I knew it going in. And the guy's like, one of the things he mentioned was, he's like, yeah, good luck finding anything comparable to this that's like a imitation Gibson at the same price point. And I replied, I literally demoed a Gibson Studio Les Paul after this with all, and it's got all the push pulls because it's a modern, retails for $50 more than that LTD. US made, played great, all the coil tap and all the bullshit if you want all that stuff, which the LTD did not have. And for 50 bucks falls. Because I was shocked when I saw it at $23.50 and it was made in Korea. And I was like, in what world is this? This is a $1,200 guitar tops.
Right. Tops. And that's $50 falls in that price range.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit something exactly, probably,
Yeah. It looked good. Yeah. Looked. Where was I going to say? Yeah, give them to you, Bo. Yeah, and BC Rich. I had one criticism of my 8-string bass video asking why I didn't compare it to the sound of a 4-string. Is there a person on the planet that doesn't know what a bass sounds like? Right? And he's probably watching on his phone and can't hear it anyways. They'll say that, what? Like some of the employees are like, do you want to demo any basses? I was like, no. Nobody will hear it. Not to mention, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know, like walking bass lines or just eighth notes? Dum, 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 dum. It's like, I don't know. I'm not a very adequate bass player.
All right. I haven't really played any bass.
Yeah. Hetfield gets all the cut, Billy. Guaranteed.
And it's hard to.
Plus, has a big plastic iron cross screwed onto it. Like, what in the world of dick-holding posers do that? Like, teenagers might buy a guitar with a big plastic cross screwed onto it, but I don't think any reasonable adult would. Pink Panther theme on bass. Oh, Eddie, see? You know. I don't know. That you can do them, Eddie. I can't. Oh. I don't even like doing guitars with Floyd Rose's. So I spend more time tuning it than making the video. I swear. Testing the Dave. I'd probably be the bass guy who does a bass demo and breaks a string. I'm actually shocked I have not broken a string yet. Because some of those guitars I pick up, they have some old strings on them. Like rusty strings. And I'm like, oh. Like nobody's going to buy this guitar. Invest $10 in it and put a new set of strings on it. Or I get the ones fresh out of the box and the strings aren't even set or nothing. And that they just won't even hold tune during the demo. Like that James Hetfield guitar. Hey, Monk's here.
Hey, Monk.
Bo says, tuning a Floyd takes experience, Ben. Yeah, I've owned one on and off. Well, mostly on for 30 years. I'm good. See you, Doc. That was a quick. I'm just dipping in for a moment, and then you got hooked. Right? That's a good question, Mike. I don't know. The octave strings would be on top or bottom. Yeah, because if you strum, you want them on top, but if you're picking, you probably want them on the bottom. And Richard was asking, anybody listening to anything new lately? I haven't listened really to any new music. Random videos, live footage will come up on YouTube. That's about the only music I listen to. Well, that's not true. Other than recommending random Canadian classic rock songs to McCullough Music to blow his mind. The wonderful thing about living in Canada, folks, is you grow up listening to rock music and you hear all the popular rock music that all the Americans and the Brits hear, but then we got a whole other subgenre of Canadian stuff that nobody would necessarily hear if they never break outside of Canada. Or you would know them as a one-hit wonder. We're like, oh no, they had like 8 albums with 3 singles off each album type thing. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I haven't listened to anything new.
I like some April wine.
I
always like hearing that when my uncle was playing that on like his record player, and then growing up and then driving around in the car having some of that playing.
I was thinking today I might try reaching out to their guitar player again about getting him on. Brian, who's been with them since like 78, 79, I think.
Right.
Because there is no original members left in the band, unfortunately, but
right.
Especially with the passing of Miles. Miles retired and then passed away not too long after, but kind of they were continuing on with his blessing anyways. Nature of the Beast, yeah, it's a great album. Right.
That's cool they're doing it with his blessing and not just doing it.
Yeah. Well, I think, and part of it, though, is because they're continuing on with the name, his estate, which would be his widow and or kids, are still getting a little piece of the action whenever they play a gig, which is nice.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah. I do need to get with Charles sometime. Got to see how one of his projects are coming.
Billy Baloney says April Wine's playing with BTO in Toronto this summer. I'm not surprised. Even then, that'd be like basically Randy Bachman and Fred Turner, and then I don't think either of Randy's brothers play with them anymore because it was the 3 Bachman brothers and then the bass player named Frank Turner. Yep, yeah. Randy's still playing with them, Eddie. Rick says the first concert I took my sister to see. Okay. Ben, what was the first show you saw with Amanda? Ooh. Other than my dad playing, like some random show. Outside of that, it would have been, I think, when we went to see Lighthouse together. Which, if you don't know the band Lighthouse, folks, they're like Chicago, but Canadian. So, rock band with extra horns and organs and such. I want to say 11-piece band. They're amazing. I really enjoyed that show. Maple, Chicago. Easy there.
Maple, Chicago.
Wow. Wow. Thought we were friends. Sunny days. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hilarious.
Wow. That hurt, Billy. That hurt.
He's not even healed up from Ryan this morning.
Exactly. Yeah. Right over the same tire marks. Yeah. Is that the show she threw up in your ride? No, that was after a house party we went to, which was actually like a staff party type thing, house party for the staff of where my mom worked at a Red Lobster at the time. We went along, and yeah, she was sitting in the middle seat, and she projectile between the two front seats over the console, and I'm just like, oh, dude, come on. I may have got splashed a little. Ricochet. All I did was I just put down the window in the van, lit a smoke, because it was winter time, and I'm like, my mom's like, it's going to be cold. I'm like, don't care. I'm not smelling puke after I've been drinking.
No, that's the worst. And it's all right kind of while they're doing it, as long as you think it's funny. But once you kind of start to smell it and it becomes not funny and it makes you sick, then
And I think she said something like, I don't think I feel too well. And then, right now, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't think I feel
that.
You
Yeah.
think?
You'll have that.
Yeah, well, I think it was too because she was half drunk and then she went outside and smoked part of a joint and that put her over the edge type thing. So I don't know if I was more pissed off that she threw up in the van or that she didn't let me know she was going out for a joint and I wasn't included. There, I got home, rolled up a joint. Where are you going? Go outside, smoke a joint.
Yeah. Yeah, you can look back and laugh now.
Yeah, I try.
Remember. Drive it.
Rick's asking Steve, what gear itches your next to crop? Ooh. That's a good question.
I don't know. I haven't really been looking. Really. I just kind of want to start playing more and using the things I have right now, honestly. And I just want to learn how to play better. Like I forgot a lot of stuff, and now that my hands aren't like they used to be, so it's kind of like relearning even shaping chords a lot. So I just want to learn guitar better.
There we go.
Not that I don't know. Maybe something will pop up that's cool though.
I just
I'm
want
always kind of looking, but
there's an effect coming out soon that I can't talk about that I'm going to get. And then beyond that, it's just guitars. Like I want a Firebird of some kind. I have a feeling it's going to be an Epiphone because with Firebirds, it's either on the new market, Epiphone or custom shop. There's no in between. So sure, I have custom shop taste, but I have Epiphone budget. So there's that.
right. Well, I have a couple projects going that I kind of been collecting parts for, but
Sure.
to get something that you kind of want and
I'm
not
going
get
to
like
assume that Zach's
part
saying
very
hi to
expensive.
Mark Taft because I don't know a Matt Taft. Just saying. Zach didn't see that bus coming. Had to do it. Ryan's asking if you're still digging the Ibanez.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. I like the wizard neck on it. It's wide. So it's really actually easy to make chords on. And it slides around pretty easy.
I don't think, Mark, you really remember much from that show because you met my fiance at the time and then you met her again 10 years later, or maybe not that, 7 or 8 years later. And you're like, oh, nice to meet you. I'm like, you've met her before. But Mark was on ABC, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of another thing. But yeah, that was a good show though. April Wine with Dave Wilcox headlining. We watched April Wine. I caught half of Dave Wilcox's song, went outside and called for a ride to leave. I'm not a Dave Wilcox fan. My girlfriend was a little pissed. My sister was laughing though.
I'm out of here.
The Gibson Platypus Firebird, yes. Bruce.
I have 2 telly bodies that I want to get put together, and then I have an Iceman body. that I'd like to start working on after that.
Ronnie likes the whole getting back to playing thing. All right, well, that's fine. Well, some of us are in gear acquisition mode, Ronnie. I'm just saying. Although I don't play the guitars I have enough, that's for sure. We'll just ignore the previous. There we go. There's D. White Bailey, the hitman, in the house.
Hi, Dwight.
I'm at the point where, like, there's no rush to get a new guitar. It's just like you have the bucket list of guitars I'd like to have. And there's some more Gretches on the list. I'd like to get a nice Les Paul.
If I happen to run across something like my old Kramer, then I would probably do whatever.
This is like some boutique eatery in the South. White sausage gravy with an egg on a croissant. What the fuck, Matt?
I told you, man. Daylight savings time screwed him up. He's like eating good.
Yeah.
Looked clean with a suit jacket on.
Right. Yeah, easy on that. I'm pretty sure you bought that off the Jungle website.
So it's a nice jacket.
Yeah. Apparently in China, he's a double XL. Here, large. There, double XL. Yeah, I did. I knew it. Yeah. And he wonders why people call him like Temu Matt. Well, you're buying suits off the Jungle website. Matt's streaming from the French Quarter, apparently. Yes. The French Quarter of Georgia. I don't know where that quarter is. There's an Epiphone Prophecy. It's black, and the Ghost Horse I'd like to get. Okay. The Ghost Horse, I think, isn't that the one that Scott Brockway bought? Sausage, gravy, eggs over any bread is accessible. Yeah, even croissants, Ronnie. Like, come on. Yeah, that's a little. I'm just saying. Full 3-piece suit for less than $100. Yep.
Okay.
Don't wear it in the rain. It might fall apart. I just want to try folding it. That expression folds up like a cheap suit. Well, that's a cheap suit. How easy does it fold? Ooh, Zach buying his suits from Tip Top Tailors. Look at you.
What?
That's sort of like Moore's or Just for Men's Warehouse, but a little more highbrow. There used to be a Tip Top Tailor in the mall.
Is it suit season?
I don't know what they're. Maybe Zach has a court date. I don't know. That's why he said with Matt when he showed up wearing a suit. I'm like, wait, you got court? Just based off, my.
It's worth $100, $200 for that. Then, yeah.
Just based on growing up in my life, whenever one of my friends all showed up with also, clean cut like Chris, but wearing a symbol, would you have court? 9 times 2, like, yeah, like, okay. Yeah, Bo has to rent a tux for one night.
Yeah, Bo's son's getting married. Congratulations, Bo.
Yeah. Whose son who may or may not be in his band as well. Because Bo went to put the band back together. Found out he's the only one still alive. That's fucking depressing. Ooh. And I said, well, isn't your brother around? He played drums for you, didn't he? He's like, yeah. Yeah, but he was the backup drummer. I'm like, oh, apparently Bo doesn't think too highly of his brother's drumming. I'm like, but he's there. So that's convenient. Got a bass player. Bo's the only guy I know. He met a bass player while in line to vote on election day.
Yeah, that doesn't live that far away from him. That's cool. So
that's impressive. Well, they're all talking about sausage gravy on various things.
Yeah.
In a random heated moment last night, I may have yelled at Matt, if there's one good thing about me possibly being part of the 51st state is I'll finally get sausage gravy in Canada, because we don't have it in Canada.
What?
I mean, that's the only good thing. Not to get political, folks, but finally get my white gravy, because it'll be forced upon us by our American overlords. So,
well,
at least I get gravy.
It's standard.
There's that, yep. And then all of a sudden, I'm apparently doing guerrilla demos from guitar centers. Oh, okay. Bo's back to a power trip. Or you could hire another guitar player, Bo. I'm sure they exist in Michigan. Guitar players got to be the easiest thing to find. You could, Billy. Ryan says sausage gravy is good enough to drink if I make it. I'm not surprised. And you've done it, Ryan. It's like breakfast champions. There you go. Who needs one of them energy drinks? Just drink a glass of gravy. Oof.
It's filling.
Right. Gravy on fries is good, Dastardly Dave, because that's what I'm having after the show tonight is fries and gravy. Well, if he adds cheese, then it's a poutine situation. So, all right, Ben's having poutine after the show tonight.
So you got to go searching around for poutine sometimes. Places don't have it, or you can't find like all dressed chips.
That's true.
I found one bag at this deli like 3 years ago. It was the last bag. I grabbed it. I go back. They never had any more since. And then I'm walking through Walmart, and I could have swore I saw these little bags that said all dressed. But I wasn't really thinking that I needed chips until I was leaving and driving away. And I'm like, I think those goddamn things said all dressed on it. I go back, they're all gone. And I'm like, what the hell, man? They've never had them again,
I could do chili cheese fries, Bruce. I do have some leftover chili in the fridge. And yes, cheese curds can be hard to find, Tom, except not around here. They're everywhere. Here. Every convenience store in Ontario has cheese curds on the counter right there at checkout. That's what they do. Like we would have a little tray of lighters traditionally, and then there'd be like 4 bags of cheese curd sitting on an ice pack. Why? Because cheese curd is an impulse buy to eat on the road here. Van Shank Guitars, what's up? He says, hi, Steve.
Hey, Van Shank.
I will be using shredded cheese, though, so it's shitty poutine tonight. So. He says gravy fries at Nectar's in Burlington, Vermont is the baseline of how all gravy fries should be prepped. Well, it's not hard. It's beef gravy, brown beef gravy. That's the key. Lots of that, salt and pepper, done.
We do have some Amish that make cheese, and they'll make cheese curds and stuff, and that's good.
Oh, it's awesome. It's the squeaky snack. Exactly, Billy. Especially if you heat it up a bit. I don't like it cold. It gets extra squeaky. You throw it in the microwave just for like 15 seconds just to get a little heat. Then it's like you're chewing rubber bands at that point. Van Shank says, just went to the cheese factory in St. Albert, Ontario this morning. Nice. Matt can feel his blood thickening. Well, baby aspirin. Wonder how many coronaries behind the wheel are triggered by those cheese curd impulse buys. It's when you eat the entire bag of curd in one sitting where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm going to fucking pay for that. Leave the curd on the dashboard on the drive home. Exactly, to heat it up. I don't think I've ever read a more Canadian line in my chat than leave the curd on the dashboard on the drive home. Yeah. I can't fault that. Yeah, I know, Eddie. Yeah, gravy on fried, let alone mayo. Ooh, yeah, you gotta be careful. I'm doing well, Van Shank. Doing well. I'll be back tomorrow night with Canucks with guitars. I don't know what guitar I'm going to play yet. See how that works out. Because I played the Red Gretsch. I don't know. We'll see. And then we'll do bad album covers with Charles. That'll be fun. And then, yeah, live tunes. Oh, and we'll give away some channel memberships too. Oh. And for the Water Buffalo meeting, that's coming up Wednesday the 19th, 7 p.m. Where apparently I'm going to be, where are they? There we go. Apparently at the next Water Buffalo meeting, Bruce, I'm going to be partaking in, these are psilocybin edibles that I apparently, Trev said I'm taking these at the Water Buffalo meeting. So, woo! Maybe by the end of it, some of y'all will start actually looking like water buffaloes. I don't know. Well, mayo is great on sweet potato fries. Oh, Mike, now I got to try that because I've been craving sweet potato fries. So I'm going to grab a bag of frozen sweet potato fries next time I go shopping. Is it acceptable to add ground beef to fries and gravy? You can. But that's I don't know. Then you might as well just add some cheese at that point too, and then it's just like a loaded poutine or a flavored poutine of some kind, which Smokes Poutineery does. They have 30 different varieties. I personally like the pulled pork poutine because it's like 2,000 calories, but it's great after a gig. Oh. All right. Apparently, Mark's headed out. See you, Mark.
Have a good
Charles
night, Mark.
As well. See you, Charles. We'll see Charles tomorrow.
Charles, have a good night. It was a fun show this morning.
4 minutes here till we hit the bottom of the hour, and this has been fun. Bacon is also awesome on poutine. Well, bacon makes everything better? You think cheese makes stuff better? So does bacon. Just saying. Let alone both. Cheese and bacon makes everything amazing. Could do that too. Could fry up some bacon and throw on it, but I'm not.
Some pulled pork pizza.
Ooh. Hip says the steak and mushroom poutine at my local deli is superb. Oh, Mark's still here. All right. He's just being thankful. All right. Bruce feels like bacon is its own food group.
Yeah. Even the grease will make toast taste good.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, pulled pork pizza with a little pineapple. Oh,
yeah.
Balls ass. Woohoo! Eddie.
Some mozzarella and some.
I think we're showing how many
onions on there.
Our large percentage of audience that partakes in similar lifestyle choices to us that have someone say, you know what's good? A pulled pork pizza, but with some pineapple on it too. You're like, yeah, that does sound amazing. All right.
Yeah. Pepperoni pizza with pineapple's good. You get the salty from the pepperoni and the sweet from the pineapple, and you don't get scurvy.
Well, that's a benefit, right? Because who wants scurvy?
Right. Nobody wants that.
Bo says, we tried making our own bacon here. That was a failure. Did you start with a live pig?
Was it a baby? Was it a baby? Was its name Apple?
He said he got 2 roosters today because, I know he had chickens, but he had a rooster, and then he was outside one day, and an eagle or something just came down, took off with the rooster. It's like, damn! Wild Kingdom right there in the yard.
Right.
Lifestyle choices. I took a delivery today. Oh, look at that. Okay, Chris. Good to know. I did not. Although, if anybody watched last Monday's show, they know what I did when I went shopping. It was a red-tailed hawk. Sorry, bow. It was a bird that took out another bird.
Yeah, Greasy. You got to have extra cheese on there.
Yeah. Earl says, I'm old and it's past my bedtime. My apologies.
None of us are exactly young, Earl.
All right. See now, Mike, your spinach and your feta and meatballs. Easy. Easy.
Man, meatballs.
Meatballs. That seems like kind of awkward. Were you going to wrap the slice around the meatball? Like,
maybe if you made like a sheet pan pizza, that way you could cut it and then wrap it.
Spinach? Really? Really? Spinach?
Oh, come on. Green? No.
No. But I can't. I'm one of those people. I can't eat spinach anyways. It just tastes like tinfoil to me. There's a lot of greens that just taste way too metallic to me. Now, cheesy balls. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, I need some cheese balls.
Cheese balls are good. Cheese sticks.
They are. I'm just like,
damn. Cheese ball, cheese sticks.
I almost got some cheese sticks too. But it's like, I always think cheese sticks where you pick it up and the pastry itself or the crust, it's like barely room temperature. You're like, oh, it's fine. And it's molten lava inside. You're like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch. Can't eat those on a show day because then I'm all talking with speech impediment.
I mean, even that burnt cheese is good.
Mm-hmm.
They'll sell like
cabbage tastes like a mouthful of pennies. Love it, Billy. Although every once in a while, fella does like a little bit of coleslaw every once in a while. And coleslaw on a pulled pork sandwich is the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing. And again, a stoner thought that up. Because you look at it, it's pulled pork sandwich, you had a side of slaw, and you went, you know what? Let's just put it all together. Because he was on the go, and it works. That really works. And yeah.
Salad bar. And we'll take 2 pieces of pizza and throw some salad bar in between and make a sandwich. That's all right too, man.
It's like all the food groups.
Yeah. Like, I ain't got time, man. I got to get going. I got to get back to work, But I know I just need salad for some reason today.
I feel like if I don't, I'm due.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like something's not right. I need actual vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, that was yesterday grocery shopping. I'm like, I should buy some fresh fruit and vegetables because I've skipped that the last couple of times. So I'm like, yeah, you should probably put some actual real food India that hasn't been processed in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So I bought some bananas. So there we go. So now I can have peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yeah.
Because why? Am I 6? Yeah, well, fuck it. Yeah. If I want to have it,
just fry them up, man. No. Fry them up like a grilled cheese.
At least once a week, I make a meal of something from my childhood because I fucking can. So, why not?
Right. It was delicious then. Unless you're just against eating that stuff, then it's still going to be delicious.
Like Charles would hate that. He's like, what are you up to? I'm like, I eat in sloppy joes. He goes, what are you, fucking 5? I'm like, what? I wanted sloppy joes, so I made sloppy joes.
When do you outgrow sloppy joes?
And he's like, I'm like, you are jealous. He's yeah. I'm like, you can't make sloppy joes. Your wife won't let you make sloppy joes for years. Nope, no, she won't. But it happens. Exactly. Zach's like, love me some sloppy joe. Right? Exactly. Which I could just do with the chili, essentially, at this point. Just throw that on a bun. I made a shit ton. I think I made a gallon of chili on Friday. It was a lot. Just I ate out of it, and then I think I froze another 7 meals or something like that, and some went in the fridge. I'm like, yes, that was the point.
That's the best thing about chili. It's great for about 3 days after you make it, and then you need to get some of that in the freezer because it's still going to be good for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I was waiting for it to cool down because that was the plan. Just made a shit ton of it. And it's funny because I had the leaky pipe. My sister and Scott had come over. As soon as Amanda walks over, she says, "It smells amazing in here." I'm like, "I know, right?" It was literally. I still finishing my morning tea, and I'm already frying up the ground beef to go into it because I want it to simmer all day, but I didn't want to wait till like 6 or 7 to eat it either because I knew I was going to be smelling it all day.
Right. Yeah. I like getting some, like right when it's hot, I'll get some and then maybe fill up. But then, like, you always know it's better tomorrow after everything's set, unless you're going to cook it all day slow. It's always better the next day.
Okay. Dave made some. And yes, Sloppy Joe mix does come. That's what I use as a base for my chili because I was looking at it and it said on it, can be used as a base for chili. I'm like, fuck, all right. Challenge accepted. And it did. I still add stuff to it, but it worked. Hey, there's Gear Drink 35. What's up, Jason? See you, Van Shank.
Have a good night, Van Shank.
We should probably wrap things up as well here. Because, we went 90 minutes just like that. Another fun hang. And we'll definitely have to do it again. Steve's cool. That's what I was saying off air. Like, Water Buffaloes, we're hanging out, and we've been hanging out for several meetings now, and you had done the show with Charles, and I'm like, I was sitting there, but I want to hang out with Steve. Steve's like, all right, I'm like, cool.
All right, yeah, I'm in. Sometimes it's just best to say yeah, and then go through it. It's fun, man. If you guys haven't came on. If Ben wants you to ask you to come on. It's fun.
It is. It's always
for Charles. Fun. Charles is great. It's laid back.
Yep.
Comfortable.
Exactly. No pressure. I hear you, Bo. So, hold the line here, Steve. And I want to thank each and every one of you that tuned in tonight. Of course, if you're new, please subscribe, especially if you made it to this point. Come on. Hit that like button. And as always, hold those doors open. Let Guitar Man 45 in heavy in traffic. I don't know.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. Happy tone chasing. And of course, don't litter.